We all negotiate every day with the people around us we are trying to influence. We deploy a range of different behaviours to encourage people to change their ways of doing things or to get the things that we want. And like most behaviours, it is not that they are right or wrong, it may just be they are appropriate or inappropriate. I find that being direct in negotiation can often be appropriate. It may need adaptation to be mindful of a culture or to change for an audience style, but it is a constructive behaviour that is useful to cultivate. It is very useful because being direct is the clearest way of stating what it is that you are seeking and finding out from other parties if they are able to help you and if they have the resources and the inclination to do so. There are some inappropriate ways to be direct. Some negotiators demand what they want or demand an offer, and it's a gamble that you're going to get some compliance that usually involves reaching a dead end in negotiation and getting stuck there repeatedly. It is also inappropriate in negotiation to play your cards too close to your chest. Some negotiators are taught this for when we don't know the other party very well or don't trust them. The challenge in being very closed in negotiation is that it is time consuming and it also doesn't tackle the barriers of not knowing the other party. So better to invest the time in getting to know them or to test out that trust by making some early agreements and seeing if they follow through on the commitments they make. It is also inappropriate in negotiation to dive into being direct without deciding if it is a competitive or a collaborative situation. In a competitive situation where you have multiple possible parties to talk to or solutions, it is better to be setting high, early aspirations. In a collaborative situation where you must come to an agreement or have few options, it is better to be tenacious and find multiple ways in which you can help the other party to get what they want as much as you're looking out for yourself. It is always better to be direct, to use a natural style, and ironically this can take practice because we're not always used to being direct. So it is helpful to apply some everyday exercises that you can use with the people around you. For example, you can practice with the people around you talking about what you want using I statements and not you statements. You should, it would be better for you if, or you need to. People don't like being pushed, cajoled, or told what to think, so better to ask for what you want by talking about your observations, your requirements, and your perceptions. It is also useful to practice by talking to other people about perhaps a problem that you have, how you think you're going to tackle it, and asking their views about whether they think that you've missed anything. People like being asked for their advice, they like to be consulted, and people like to be heard. And getting others in the mindset of problem solving can be a really useful gateway to introducing a problem that involves them and a soft way of being direct about helping them get involved in problem solving. It can also be a useful exercise to practice saying unpalatable things, whether it's about an observation of a difficult behaviour or commercial inequalities. These things can be difficult to say, but rather than allow them to become magnified through silence, better to chisel them down to what the facts are by using data, by gathering other people's observations. Because if we get into the habit of observing things objectively and getting data and different perceptions about it, it is the first step to defining a problem and ultimately solving it. Being direct is not about being rude, it's not about being unethical, and it's not about being aggressive, but it is about taking accountability for following through on the solution that you think is going to help the problem. It is about being courageous enough to state what you think and deal with the consequences of stating it. And it is about preparing other parties to talk and showing that you are also prepared to listen to what they have to say. and thank you very much for listening.